Hey guys, good morning. This is Kate. If you don't know me, I'm Kate Penwan Thompson. I am a Christian speaker. I am an author. I'm a songwriter. I'm a many certified coach. And I'm also a mum of 12 children. I got 12 grandchildren too. So this morning, I want to come on in here and I want to talk to you about how do you reset your emotions? I grew up as a coach in one particular style, and then all the other styles ended up in the same bandwagon anyway. And that is how your thoughts control your emotions or your feelings, and how that controls your actions, and how your actions end up controlling your result. And that is exactly true. The thing about it is that sometimes it can get fairly confusing, and unless you practice this, religiously every day, it's not your average go to when you get stuck in that emotion that is now weighing you down. And when I say stuck in an emotion, something happens and it causes you to get out of your normal average emotions, and you go down that rabbit hole like Alice went down the rabbit hole, and you suddenly are stuck in a world of conflicting emotions and a lot of thoughts that are going through your brain. And quite frankly, at that point, you're not quite sure how to get out of that. The trick here is recognizing you do want to get out of that. And when I say that, at some point, this particular episode that you're having about a particular circumstance is also going to get to a point where you don't want it anymore. You don't want to feel that way about that person. You don't want to feel that way about that situation. And honestly, ladies, if I'm going to be honest, sometimes that can be a long time before you get to the place where you go, I'm done with that. I don't want to be in that mindset anymore. Okay, mindset, overused word. I don't want to be thinking about that stuff that makes me feel bad anymore. That's a mindset. I want to get out of that. I want to finish that. I want it to be done. I want to behave differently. I want to feel differently. Because when I behave this way and I feel this way, I either get no results or I end up in a place I don't want to be, because my actions are either non-action or they're actions taken out of a place where I am not thinking clearly. I am besieged by negative thoughts. And when I say negative thoughts, they're thoughts of feeling down or feeling sad or feeling angry. And none of these thoughts are really good for us. Do these thoughts cause feelings? Absolutely. Even if sometimes you get a feeling and you can't imagine what the thought was that got you there. It's a reaction to something that has happened in your life. It's a reaction to perhaps a circumstance, a person, something happened, and it makes you react. And quite often, which is where the other sort of thing falls down for many people, is you don't recognize the thought. You just recognize that feeling. Suddenly you've got that pit in your stomach. Suddenly there are thoughts racing that are coming up from past episodes or past situations that are very similar to the one that you are now in. And you can't even think at that point whether that past situation worked out or it ended up down the rabbit hole and stayed there. What you can do in these sorts of situations is, one, let your feelings pass through. Firstly, a feeling is not something we're meant to hang on to forever, unless it's joy, peace, and love. But those negative feelings that we have, those feelings of sadness or anger or upset, they're not feelings we're meant to sit with. They're not feelings that we are meant to hang on to and then build upon. These are feelings that need to be a wave and just pass through, and you need to let them pass through and let them go. I'm not saying don't feel them. We all need to feel our feelings, but hanging on to anger for days and days is not very productive, ladies. It's not. It doesn't give you joy. It doesn't bring you peace. It puts you in a place also quite often of unforgiveness, which is not affecting the other person or the situation. It's affecting you. And when we get to that place where we don't want to feel like this anymore, we can do this simple thing called reset. And how you start with that is just recognize you don't want to feel like this anymore. You then end it. You have a choice. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I'm going to end this right now. I am going to understand when these thoughts or feelings come back. I have the choice once again to say, no, I don't want to go there anymore. You can then actually seek the way that you want to feel, the way that you want to handle the situation. And then you engage in that behavior, which is normally pretty much the opposite of where you've been. You know, there's what they call the law of polarity, which is there is two things for one thing. In other words, there is, and I know this isn't the thing, but there's joy instead of sadness. There's peace instead of anger. There's, hot and cold, and they are polar opposites, but you know which is the way that you really want to be going in. And you can make that choice to recognize and seek out the new behavior, engage in it, and turn away from your new behavior or that old behavior into your new behavior. So many times we stay with unhappy feelings, feelings of anger, feelings of rejection, feelings of being unloved, feelings of even hate instead of love. And we can feel all these emotions and we can get stuck there. Instead of understanding each one of these emotions is something that is a wave. Anxiety is a wave. How do I know? I have been known to suffer from pretty severe anxiety in my day from different things. Anxiety is a wave. And you can bring more and more anxious thoughts into the picture, or more and more scenarios your brain is going to cook up to keep you safe, or you can say, enough, I don't want that anymore, and then you can end it. I've just written a book called Reset, and it is the 1 minute, I've forgotten exactly the title of it, the 1 minute reset to your emotions. So I am telling you that you can do this in under a minute. You can actually recognize whether you want to stay feeling the way you do, whether you want to spend another day vegging out and binging on Netflix because you feel bad and eating all the wrong foods and, get the poodle as well and crying in your boots. I mean, you can make that choice, or you can actually step out of it. And you can make the choice to end that and move on. I'm going to talk more about this over the next few weeks as my book starts to get out there and become something that I can offer you. It is written, it is edited, it is waiting in the wings, so to speak, right now. But this is a subject that I know a lot of my past clients get caught up in. And we get caught up in these emotions that we shouldn't be. We can get caught up in emotions about lots of things. It's easy to get caught up. It's easy to go there. And sometimes it's more comfortable to stay there than to actually move on. Sometimes when we move on from some of the emotions we're having, especially if it's bereavement, we can actually feel guilty about that. And yet our loved ones would not want us to stay in this place that is making our life less than it should be. They would want us to go back to seeking the joy and the happiness and the peace and the love and the laughter that we are supposed to have in this life. So, okay, watch for my book, but you can also go to my website, which is katepenwornthompson.info. I'll repeat that. My website is katepenwornthompson.info. You can go to my book to speak page there and book me to speak at your next event, and we can do some great work together, helping people to understand they do not have to stay in their current feelings or in their current situation, that they have the ability to change and become renewed by renewing their mind and their decisions. So, okay, that's it for today. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now. You have an awesome day.